congratulations on all there is. What a watch. It is very unexpected, very impactful. The time flies by so quickly when while you're watching it. It's I don't know how to put it better than it's a project that's very close to my heart. It deals with mental health. Why was this a story that you guys wanted to tell?
Well, I'm obviously, well, you don't know, but I'm a father of two boys who go to high school.
Mhm.
Sam also has a son at the same high school, and that's how we actually met in the first place. But this is something that, has come up repeatedly, especially in private schools in Los Angeles area. And we felt like it's an issue that needed to be addressed. This is a conversation that we need to have, in order to try to help the people that are struggling.
Definitely. And for me, I feel very connected to your main character. I feel that a lot of adolescents especially go through this and are unable to communicate a lot of it. Um, how difficult is it to create a project like this? And what obstacles are there in producing it?
Sam, you
Well,
want to
yeah, I mean, when I first read the script, first Amir told me about it, and I thought it sounds like an amazing concept and an important one and an important story to tell. And so, yeah, it's not an easy movie to get made or to get, put into production. But what we were fortunate on several fronts. Number one, um, one of our stars, Jason Priestley, has a daughter, he has teenage children as well. And so it really resonated with him.
Mhm.
And he was excited about it and got on board and really felt like it was an important story to tell as well. And then that happened with everybody. All the actors that we got, from Mena Suvari down to Laurel Marsden and Shiv and Cheyenne Jackson. I mean, the script it was all about the script. It really resonated with talent, and they felt the importance of the piece, the impact of the piece, and that it was a really important story that needed to be told. And so that was really the motivating factor was were the actors who got on board to begin with.
How did you find the actors? Because every single one of them embody a character that I think a lot of people will find relatable, and whether it's for them or it's somebody they know, they're real. They could be based on real life characters. So, how did you find these actors, and what was the process like in order to make sure you got actors that were able to play with each other?
Well, we were super super selective, and just during the whole process, we wanted actors who really, this resonated with, and that came through during the ones that most of them auditioned, not everybody, but um, and it's in the writing of Amir's script. Amir is one of the writers. There's a co-writer with him as well, and I think that the script resonated. It was just about getting the script to the actors. We made lists of people we thought about and wanted, and we were fortunate enough to get several of them.
I was just going to say this was in the aftermath of COVID. So there was a lot of self tapes at that time. And we got something, if I'm not mistaken, something like 400 tapes for the lead role. It was just amazing. The response was just overwhelming. And of course, Laurel Marsden, who is the star of the film, she really shone, and she just stood out. It was just incredible, and I was moved myself. Just watching her bring the words to life. It was just amazing.
Laurel in particular, there's a lot of moments that are very emotional. I know that there's parts in this film that brought me to tears. Um, how do you begin to direct her or put her in that state of mind where she can play a character like this? Because it is such a great performance that she puts out.
Yeah, I think she has such a natural talent, and I think, her process. I'm not her process is her process, but I mean, every scene is so real, and I don't. She tends to be an actor who does not require a whole lot of direction because she just takes the moments and runs with them and makes them their own. I mean, there's no question she carries the movie on her little shoulders. And but this came through as like Amir was saying in her audition. It was like so clear that she was, she's just a genius and an actress. She's going to be a huge star. We're sure of it.
Jason Priestley also blows this out of the park. Um, remember him from so many different roles, starting with Beverly Hills 90210, but his performance in this feels very grounded. Um, what do you talk, what kind of conversations do you have with a cast in order to get the performance both that you want and have them tell their truth through this character as well?
Well, let me just say, and then Amir, you should comment. I mean, for Jason in particular, I mean, this really resonated with him because, I mean, ironically, his daughter at the time, who shares the same name as our lead actress Ava, was like 15 or 16. So I think that it really, and he also has a son as well, but that really resonated with him as a father to his own children. I mean, wasn't that really how it all sort of started?
Yes. And also, in the script, he's an actor director, and in real life, he's also an actor director. So in a way, I'm just guessing. He related to the character from that standpoint, and having a daughter who's named has the same name as our lead. So I feel maybe that was part of what drew him to this.
I don't want to spoil the ending, but that final sequence, as an audience member, I was holding my breath. My heart sank. You're very captivated. You're just rooting for the characters. How do you begin to write something like that? How do you envision this and put it on paper so it translates onto film the way it did? Because that ending, phenomenal, perfect ending. I can't see this movie ending any other way than the way it did.
I like you so much, man. Really appreciate. I mean, I have to say, I really appreciate you appreciating this movie and recognizing and uh, for you to say that you were moved by it. That means a lot. Obviously, as a writer, you want to try to write something that's inspiring in some way.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it is, as you know, it is kind of a dark story, but it has a positive message. It's life affirming message. Embracing life. And, there's a line in the movie that says, we're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So that's the overarching theme of the film. And, ultimately it's embracing life. We just have a short span of time on this earth. Why not just be happy? Why not, make the most of it?
Definitely. This entire film is so complex. There's a coming of age story. There's mental health issues. There's so many heavy issues to this, but it's such an enjoyable watch. Um, while writing and creating this, how do you not how do you keep from shoving, positive messages down people's throat in a film and just have it have its own life almost?
Yeah, we try. I don't want to give anything away, but with respect to mental health, we try to have a nuanced approach. So you're not like preaching. You try to look at all perspectives, right? From friends to loved ones or parents. We try to portray, express all the different angles.
Mhm.
So we're not like preaching. Uh, what was the question besides that in terms of?
How do you compact so many heavy themes into
Yeah,
less?
yeah, you have to. Yeah, it's challenging. So otherwise, it comes across as
Mhm.
preaching. You don't want to say so. Uh, I mean, a lot of it is. Uh, I believe the acting brings a lot of that emotion, to life, and you kind of it resonates with you. So it's written in that way, as you know, the ending also,
Mhm.
reflects that.
Definitely. And bringing it to an audience, what kind of reactions are you hoping to get from people once they watch it?
Well, we the kind of reaction you had. Sure. Uh, but we tested the film several times, and it tested really well, and we knew what, when we were editing it, our first edit, but the first cut of the movie was like over 2 hours long, 2.5 hours. There was so much story to tell. But once we sort of knew the track we were taking, the reactions were very similar to yours, and we just know it's a powerful piece. We're super excited to share it with the world, and we know that it's important too.
Is there a specific scene or theme in this movie that you guys most want people to realize and and to get a reaction from in this film?
The most touching scene is a scene where our lead character visits the father of her best friend. And even on set, we did several takes, many takes, and every single take, there was not a dry eye in the house. I mean, everyone, the cameramen, the assistants, it was just so powerful. And even to this day, when I watch it, after having watched it, 20 times, I still get emotional. That particular scene. Sam?
Absolutely, that's the one.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, congratulations on this, and I can't wait to see this with an audience because I saw this on my own in my room, and I was able to get emotional as much as I wanted, as much as this film inspired as well. So, thank you very much for this film. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh my God, it's a
Thank you.
pleasure.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you.